So really, distance is rate times time. And that's what wealth really is. Wealth is nothing but distance. The same mathematical equation that is used to measure wealth that occurs over a period of time is very similar to the amount or to the equation that's used to measure distance, the distance you travel, which is heavily impacted by not just how fast you're going, but how long you've been going that fast, right? So those two variables, time and rate, connect and they make a baby and it's called distance, right? So you effort and time connect and they create a baby called results, right? You want the results, you want the reward, you want the big win, but are you putting in the rate? Are you working at the rate that is required? And have you put in the time? And are you committed to that amount of time to make the investment required to get the result that you're aiming for? If you get that and if you accept that, if you just know this very simple universal truth about life and you're committed to that, then I can tell you this without a doubt that damn near everything you want in life will be yours. You can have it all if you commit to the right side of the equation to get to the left side. The right side of the equation is rate times time equals distance. So you want the distance, you want the result, you want the outcome, you want the reward, you want the wealth. Well, if you have the rate and you put in the time, then you can get whatever distance you want because you can pick a number on the left side and back it out on the right side. You can say either I got to work harder or I got to work longer, or I got to work longer and harder, and then I'll get whatever I want. So that once you accept that, what I love about that, and this is what I end up preaching to the kids. They don't let me preach to them like that. I can't. But I get into this because this is really this the essence of life to me. Is like is that it's kind of like oh my God. So I can have anything I want as long as I have an honest conversation with Boyce about what is truly required to get there and that he's willing to make that sacrifice. And then when you have that conversation, what then happens is you start saying, ah, there's certain things I thought I might want, but I don't think I want that because the sacrifice is too high, right? The price is way too high. You need to cut it. I don't want to pay that price, right? And that's what would actually happen. I'd be like, okay, boys, now that we're thinking about the world as a grown up, not as a kid, because kids don't think that way. Kids just want everything. Like, you ever take your child shopping and you're like, or let's say for Christmas, what do kids do when you take them Christmas shopping when they're like 8 years old? They want everything in the store. I want this, mommy, I want that. Can I get one of those? Can I get two of those? Why are they doing it? Because they're not connecting the reward with the sacrifice. There's no sacrifice. They don't have to make any compromises. They don't have to go without like empty their bank account to buy these things. They're emptying your bank account, right? So of course, if you're making all the sacrifices and I'm getting all the rewards, then I want it all, right? Right. And that's a type of economic maturity. In my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, I talk about that. Economic immaturity is where you want the rewards, but you don't connect that to the sacrifice. You want the results, but you don't connect that to the investment that is required. So you want the wealth. Everybody wants money, but they're not connecting it to the requirements, which are you got to learn about money, you got to save money, you got to invest money, you got to think about money, right? So we end up sort of sad and confused. There's like this disconnect. It's like, ah, man, I didn't plant any seeds, but I didn't get a harvest either. I didn't I didn't plant no seeds, but I'm black, so seed planting is hard. But I don't understand why I didn't get a harvest. Well, you didn't get a harvest because how? What makes you think you can get a harvest when you plant no seeds? That's not even logical. That's extreme economic immaturity. So so really, if I become more mature, I start backing it out.